Hey, and welcome back to Game Talk. I'm your host, Sam, and me on today I'm joined by Connor.
Hey, guys.
And Mike.
Hello.
And while it has been a week for you, it has been mere seconds for us as we record this back-to-back, because I will be gone for a couple weeks. But yeah, this is our part 2 of our Summer Games coverage. Part 3 will probably end up being the Nintendo Direct, and I'll probably still be out of town, so Mike and Connor will cover that. But yeah, today we want to talk about the actual Summer Games Fest show and the Ubisoft show. So several games were shown here, some we knew about, some we didn't. I say we just get started maybe with the Summer Games Fest. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the first game here,
boy,
very much a monkey's paw situation for Connor.
Yeah, day and date PlayStation game.
PlayStation 5 PC game finally announced, and it's Lego Horizon Adventures.
Horizon.
I'll be on. Okay, I didn't watch this.
It looks charming, actually.
I'll be 100% honest. I was still cooking dinner while this trailer was playing, and I groaned pretty hard when I saw it. But it does. The Lego games are generally pretty good. This looks fun. This looks better to me than any other Horizon game. Like, I might actually play this.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know. They're going for a very goofy tone, which is par for the course for Lego games. But yeah, like it's more. I feel like it's more Lego than Horizon.
Definitely, like it looks totally linear.
I saw a Ferris wheel.
World.
Was there ever? I didn't play any of the Horizon games, but was there a Ferris wheel in any of them?
That
Probably
looks like they
not.
built it.
Okay.
So
okay.
But
there
yeah,
also wasn't a person dressed as a banana.
I believe
that.
And no hot dog person either. Believe it or not.
No hot dog people. Okay.
But this looks fun. This looks like Lego Star Wars, like the old ones, not the new one. Like this looks classic Lego fun. It kind of depends on the price. If this is a $70 game, this is a miss for me. But
yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they're doing this with like Horizon. They have ambitions for it being some grand multimedia franchise type thing, and I guess this is a step in that direction. Very surprisingly, this is also coming out on Switch. As
a kid's game, that makes sense. Switch
but I
is
was
very
shocked
popular
to
with
see
children.
that this is a game based off a Sony first-party IP coming out on Nintendo Switch. It's just like an indicator of the times changing so much.
So annoying.
Yeah. I think they're right to do that. I think Xbox and Sony ever seeing Nintendo as a competitor was deranged. Like, Nintendo has clearly cemented themselves. They're the portable console now that happens to plug into a TV. And I think they're killing it at that. And I think Sony is right to just not make their own Vita and to just leverage the Switch. It's the right play after the colossal failure of the Vita.
I mean, I imagine this game is going to be pretty big on Switch. Like
it'll probably sell better on Switch than it sells anywhere else, if I had to guess.
Yeah, because like, yes, there are Lego fans everywhere, but I'd wager there are more kids that would be into this on Switch than there are on PS5.
And this fits Sony's plan, I would argue. This is getting people plugged into that IP that may not have seen it before.
Yeah,
I get
plus
it.
There's that
strategically.
There's a Horizon show coming out. I forget who's making it. I think it's Netflix or Amazon or something. But yeah, they're going all in on Horizon, and yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to see how this game does. This game probably isn't for me because I was never really into the whole like Lego game thing, but I know a lot of people are. Like my boss actually. He's a huge Lego fan. Like, he actually builds Legos and stuff, too. And he's a huge Horizon fan. So when he saw this, he just lost his mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very cool that this game's... It's a weird intersection of things that I never thought would exist, but they do exist, and a lot of people are going to play it on different platforms. So, very neat.
This next trailer had me just immediately groaning while I was watching it. I'm so tired of Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter Quidditch Champions.
Who's gonna
Quidditch?
What's the market for this?
I mean, it's a pretty massive market.
Yeah. I mean,
insanely
Hogwarts
massive.
Legacy outsold Call of Duty, didn't it?
Yeah, it was the first game in like a decade to outsell Call of Duty.
Wasn't
GTA, but yeah, Quidditch to me, like, I don't know. Quidditch is interesting in concept. I don't know if they can nail it in video game form, though.
They can. They did it on the GameCube. I've played it. It was good.
It was good, yeah. But like a game that's only Quidditch. Well, they had that too, actually. I think.
Yeah, I have.
They had a World Cup.
I have it
game.
right
Yeah.
now, and I played the hell out of it as a kid. I
Okay,
really
yeah.
liked it. Yeah, I mean, it was just football. It was like a football game, but
yeah,
it was really fun. And I played a ton of that game. Granted, I was a kid. I would have played whatever you put in front of me. But I desperately wish that somebody would pull a Microsoft and just buy this IP. Like, Notch started to be toxic. Somebody bought Minecraft from him, and now nobody cares.
Yeah.
I wish if we could write J.K. Rowling out of the picture.
The problem is J.K. Rowling is just too wealthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's already a billionaire, so what else could, you can't really... I don't know. Like, I feel like you can't buy out J.K. Rowling, which is the problem.
Yeah, you got to do the billionaire solution. It's the only possibility.
But yeah, I know. This game, I think it's going to attract a lot of people. I don't know. Like, I'm probably not going to get this game, but if it's really like a masterful implementation of Quidditch, then it might be something I'm interested in checking out. But it doesn't really look that way from the trailer. Yeah. It looks kind of...
This is a middle budget.
I hate to say it, but kind of looks Fortnite-y. Like,
yeah, I don't know. This is going to be like a lower budget game that is just going to be kind of fun for the people that pick it up.
Yeah. This
isn't a set the world on fire. It's not going to outsell Call of Duty.
Nope.
So the next game on the list was called Cuffbust. It's by the creator of Choo Choo Charles. Did either of you ever play that? That's a very small indie game. I think it was horror.
Idea.
It looks cute though. It's like you play as the Jalians trying to bust out of Huskow? I don't know. It's like a prison break game. Yeah, you're aliens in jail and you're busting out of prison. It looks like maybe a little bit of Fall Guys in it. Like it looks like you're running really fast. It looks goofy. It's going to be a silly game. I think it's multiplayer. It looks multiplayer. I don't know. I think it could be fun. It's a single developer type deal.
Love to see that.
This was
so much of that these days.
This felt like one of those, like, this guy was friends with Jeff Keighley kind of things.
Okay. Because you don't think he paid $300,000?
No, I am certain. No. Oh, well, also, Jeff Keighley said, my personal friend who showed me this game. But I am also certain he didn't pay This was a 2-minute trailer, so what? Yeah. That was $400,000.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. All right. So... I think the next game was No More Room in Hell 2, and I think, Mike, you had something to say about this.
I think it's a sequel to a source mod that I played like a decade ago. I don't know anymore. Hold on. Let me do some research real fast, because I think it was like a source mod.
I mean, first-person horror, like a classic combination, right?
Yeah, it came out 2011 as a free, like, source
as a mod?
Mod, I think. Maybe the Zombie Panic was, but I think it was like a source mod. I don't remember, but it came out in 2011. I was gonna say I remember seeing this. Yeah, it was a source game. 2011. To release a sequel to a game that came out 13 years ago, had a small community, and just got an update 2 weeks ago, or May 25th. So yeah, about 2 weeks ago. Wild.
Yeah, 8-player co-op horror game. So. I don't know, it could be fun with friends.
Yeah, that was kind of my vibe. I didn't think it was too exciting.
All right. Man, our order for this is really cooked. So
absolutely cooked. So the next on my list is Civ 7.
So are we talking about Civ 7?
Yeah, let's skip Outlaws. Anything about Outlaws we can talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about Outlaws in the Ubisoft one, because they showed a lot of it.
So as I was coming back from work, like, this was the first thing I saw. And I just lost my mind. This to me, like, over all the shows, is the most exciting announcement.
Yeah, because it means like, Civ 6 is finally going to get good.
What do you mean?
That's how Civ games always are. When the new one comes out, it's boring and nobody plays it.
But I mean, Civ 6 is great now. It has several
because
expansions.
Civ 7's done. Or Civ 7 is coming now. That means Civ 6 is good, and I should go back and look at it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, you should. So Civ 7, I don't know. Hopefully they don't do the same thing they did with the last two games.
This game is going to be bare bones and boring when it comes out.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to buy it anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even vanilla Civ 6, I played quite a bit of. It's just...
I noticed you've been playing it recently.
Quite like, this announcement got me to go back, but there's nothing quite like Civ, the one more turn addiction.
Oh, for sure.
It's just glorious. So finally, it feels like I've been waiting so long for this announcement, and it's finally here. Civilization 7 next year.
Is 6 that old?
My God. Oh, yeah, 6 is pretty old. Let's see. Civilization.
The only one I played is 5.
6 came out in 2016.
Yeah, it's
oh my God. So like almost 10
yeah.
years. Wow.
Yeah, so...
Civ
yeah,
5.
2025, so it'll be 9 years if this makes its 2025 date. So, man, I cannot tell you how stoked I am for this game. Like, I play this game multiplayer with some of my friends and cousin, too, so we're gonna just go absolutely crazy playing this game together. And
how do you find the time to play through an entire round of Civ multiplayer? That's psychotic, dude.
I just, like, Civ... Time and Civ don't make sense because I shouldn't have time to play this game, but I somehow produce time out of the ether to play Civilization.
Since Civ 3, every Civ game has gotten a year on its development time. Fun fact. So Civ 3 launched in 2001, Civ 5 2005, 4 years. Civ 4 to 5, 2005 to 2010. That's 5 years. Civ 5 to 6, you guessed it, 2016 Civ 6 launched.
Wow.
So
yeah. So I mean, this
years?
is the longest. I mean, this is going to be 9 years though between Civ 6 and. Well, they did put out. What did they put out? They put out
DLCs.
After Earth too, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember that, Mike?
Yeah, Beyond Earth. Between 5 and 6 was Beyond Earth and Revolution 2. So
right.
There were games coming out between there, but now they've kind of slowed down the pace and are just releasing Civ games.
And no one liked Beyond Earth, so. But. Yeah, Civilization 7, man. I just can't. I can't. It's all I've ever asked for in this messed up world we live in. But yeah, that's gonna be day one for me. If there's an early access, I'll pay to get that. I don't really care. I just need to get my hands on that game. And it's coming out day and date on console too, which is kind of surprising.
Get it on console?
Oh, absolutely not. No way.
It'd be psychotic
this is a PC game for sure.
It's a laptop game. Like this, they usually are like not very intense. You can play them wherever.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if they continued this, but Civ 5 had a mode where you can just turn off the graphics almost completely, where it's just like looks like a tile
like the map
game.
mode. Yeah, they have that. But yeah, annoyingly, I do have some friends who only play this on console, and I think they're psychotic. But
it's
maybe
insane if it doesn't
want to get a PC. But
like easiest game to implement crossplay in ever. Like turn-based stuff like that.
But that's the thing, yeah. So Civ 6 did not have crossplay, which was a little sad, but hopefully 7 will remedy that.
You can also... I've played local multiplayer Civ before.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's a thing. It's
I've had like you can actually like pass around your laptop and play Civ, but I've also done the thing where I've like LAN party Civ, and that's really fun too.
That seems silly to me.
I remember back when play-by-email Civ was a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense to me because, like, I could see a game of Civ lasting a year. Like, we each just play a turn a day or something and send the email or whatever. Like, I could absolutely see myself doing that.
Yeah, I think Civ 3 and 4 had play-by-email, but I'm not
That's crazy.
certain.
I played a few games. Play-by-email is, like, a fascinating tech. I remember my dad had, like, a battleship game on his Palm Pilot that we played over email.
Oh, wild.
Anyway, pretty hype.
So... Mike, are you gonna get this game?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, okay. So this is definitely a Mike kind of. Are you gonna get this game, Connor?
Nah, I'll wait. It'll
Okay.
I have Civ 6 on Steam and Epic Games, and I don't remember getting it on either. Like, this is a game that is going to fall into my library somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't have to buy this game.
After a few years, it'll just be everywhere.
Yeah, it'll just happen to me at some point. Because I don't remember. I think it was free on Epic Games, and it must have been in a Humble Bundle or something. I think I have Civ 6 complete. Like, I think I have all the DLC or something.
Mm.
Like, I've never launched it a single time.
Yeah,
it's not my kind of game, but that's fine. They don't all have to be.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I said, this is the game I'm most excited about for sure. It got me to play Civ 6 again, which I'll talk about at the end of this episode. But
yeah,
man. What a series. Probably going to dump another 500 plus hours into this game when it comes out.
So I have both of the lists we're looking at and side by side right now. I believe the next thing to talk about is Street Fighter 6 Year 2 characters. I don't think there's anything to say.
I don't have anything to say about that because I'm not a fighting games guy.
They're adding SNK characters. The trailer looked hype. Other than that, nothing to say. However, the next thing
the
on
next
both
game.
lists, Game of the Year
2024. We both said at the same time.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This game's gonna have me pogging out of my mind, dude.
Dude, local multiplayer confirmed.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But Monkey's Paw again, only in the hyperbolic time chamber for some reason.
I bet that's just like
whatever.
A stupid store. Like, I bet there's like a weird hub or something. I bet you can do whatever. Oh, maybe that's a technical limitation. Maybe they can't.
I was thinking it's probably that, right? Like some sort of technical limitation. But yeah, as long as it's in, whatever. Okay, that's every time they show this game, it becomes more and more hype. Like, no,
I just hope
without fail.
This better have split screen on PC, or I'm gonna riot. Because if it has split screen on PC, we'll be able to mod it to use the other stages.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I want this so bad.
Yeah, so
I'm rewatching the trailer. Ooh.
I mean, every time they show it, just looks better. Like
they're doing What If is coming back.
They understood the assignment so hard, right? Not only does it have all the absurd quantity of characters, like they look great. They look and move great according to the trailer, but also the what ifs, man, that's so huge.
Well, even bigger than that, did you see they're going to have player-made what ifs? They're going to have tools in the game to make your own.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you're going to be able to tell your own story with text and what if battles and put them online. And that's like
this game,
that's huge to me. Like, if they have GT Super Saiyan Goku, they might be able to put together like a what if Goku went Super Saiyan against Piccolo in Dragon Ball and before Z, like
right. I mean, they showed a couple interesting scenarios in the trailer where what if Krillin died against the fight against Vegeta
and Goku went Super Saiyan,
Saiyan there, or what if Trunks and Vegeta beat Cell with a father-son final flash?
Oh yeah.
So it's so cool. Like Dragon Ball lends itself so well to the what if scenarios, and they did explore what ifs in earlier games. But they haven't done that in so long. So I'm really glad to see that return here.
Ammon, did I tell you that this is how I experienced Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, you told me.
I've never watched the anime all the way through. I've
really
actually
funny.
seen very little of it.
If
but
one of the Budokai games you played, because like some of them really went hard at the what if stuff. Like I wonder if you
Budokai
played that and was
Tenkaichi 3 had a lot of what if. Yeah,
confused as to what the actual story.
No,
of
I
Ball
knew
was.
that it was what if stuff. I knew that it wasn't canon. I've also watched Dragon Ball Abridged. So
yeah,
or Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
But yeah, this game, man, it's just they keep announcing new things for it, right? Like if they had just announced like this game has 200 fighters and they all just go nuts, right? That would have made me happy just to see that. But they've kept the ball rolling with really cool announcements, and they've already announced like DLC packs coming, which will add even more characters to the game.
Hopefully I can just buy like a deluxe edition that comes with all the DLC so I don't have to ever think of it again.
So they announced like 6 editions or whatever.
I'll buy
and like the most
expensive
one comes with a statue of Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku fighting Broly.
Need.
Which
that never happened.
Yeah, but it's sick, isn't it?
I hope that's in the game. That's a what if,
Yeah. But so I actually already pre-ordered the digital deluxe edition of this game. I don't need that statue, even though it's kind of cool. But yeah, the digital deluxe edition, it comes with like the season pass already, and I'm going to be all over that because they already announced. So they announced like one of the seasons was like Dragon Ball superhero characters.
Okay.
Or the movie, right? The Gohan movie. And then the next pass will be Dragon Ball Daima, which isn't even out yet.
So we don't even know what characters that could be. It'll probably be like that version of Kid Goku and Kid Vegeta.
Yeah, whatever, right? Like we're already going to have like 80 Gokus and Vegetas in this game. But that's what I don't know. I like that though. Like I mean, like I'm not even exaggerating too. We're going to like base Goku early, base Goku mid, base Goku mid,
base Goku mid,
Goku mid, Super Saiyan, Goku mid, Super Saiyan enhanced, Goku end, Super Saiyan.
They always the Tenkaichi games always called it Super instead of Super Saiyan. The like in between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2, they called it the Super form. Yeah. Because I remember being so confused trying to puzzle that out as a kid. They had this like horrendous explanation of every character in the game. They had Chi-Chi explain it. Like, it was all voice acted.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't remember that. That's funny.
And she just whined about all the Super Saiyans being blonde because in Japanese culture, dyeing your hair blonde makes you like a ruffian or something. A delinquent. She called them delinquents. Yeah.
Delinquents. That's funny.
I listened to her description of every single character in that game. It took me an entire day.
Bless your heart.
Well, I didn't know who they were. I hadn't seen the anime.
No, but this game is going to go crazy. Like, sales-wise, there is a hunger for this game.
Yeah.
This is the Dragon Ball game. Unless you're a fighting game kind of guy. And then, in which case, Fighter Z was your Dragon Ball game. But for everyone else, this is your Dragon Ball game.
Very brave of Call of Duty to be launching so quickly after Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is October 11th. Call of Duty's the 25th.
Right?
People are going to still be busy playing Dragon Ball.
I mean, in my circles, that is absolutely true, but yeah.
Anybody with
in
taste.
reality, I don't think there's much of an audience overlap, but who knows? Actually, Dragon Ball is just so huge. There might be an audience overlap there, but
yeah.
Ah, man, I can't wait for this game. Like, I say this like in a joking tone, but it really could be my game of the year. Like, I'm not kidding about that.
It's a possibility for me too.
Yeah.
It depends on how hard it goes.
Moving on.
So I'm trying to keep track of this. I think the next one is Batman.
All right, so
game?
this is the VR game that when showed it was VR, everyone groaned in the audience.
My question is, did they groan because it's VR or did they groan because it's meta exclusive?
Because I groan a little exclusive.
I groan a little at it being, well, it would have to be like the visuals are going to be good, so it would have to be Quest 3 exclusive.
I would guess it's because it was VR, because I think when you say Batman Arkham something, that really
it also
means something to a lot of people, right?
Like, there was no Arkham stuff in it. Like, Batman's dead in the Arkham verse, isn't he?
Spoilers, man.
For what? A 10-year-old game?
I think he is, yeah.
I know he was demasked. Yeah,
Dude, I actually think he dies in Arkham VR, which is wild.
That's psychotic. Anyway, like, Arkham Shadow, I don't know. It's a Batman game. They just threw Arkham in to, like, because it's not Rocksteady doing it, I don't think. Does it say? It doesn't say here. I don't know if I'll buy it. I had that huge VR, like, kick earlier this year. Or was that might have even been late last year. And I charged up my MetaQuest and I put it on and I played a little bit of Asgard's Wrath recently. But it is just, it's a hard sell, especially in the summer. It's warm. It's nice outside. I don't want to not even be able to see the sunlight when I put on that headset, you know? I'm also not somebody to lock myself in a dark room to play video games on a nice day. So VR is not very compelling in the summer.
Yeah,
that's kind of
I
a
don't
problem.
know. I think this game is called Batman Arkham Shadow, which if you didn't hear anything about this and only heard the title, you'd be like, oh my gosh, Rocksteady's returning to Batman Arkham.
Peak returns. No.
And that's not the case, and that was disappointing to people, I think. So
yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to
Street Fighter? Oh, the new Fatal Fury game. There is a new Fatal Fury game coming, City of Wolves. Sure. I'm not a Fatal Fury guy. If you are, this is probably like, you're probably pogging out of your mind. I don't think we've gotten one of these in a really long time. And it actually looks sick aesthetically. This game looks sick. But I'm not going to play it.
I was going to say, like, it's a little confusing on the lists, but I'm seeing Monster Hunter next. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can jump into Monster Hunter. Confirmed crossplay. Only thing that mattered to me. I'm pogging out of my mind.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so we'll be able to play Monster Hunter together when it comes out. It's going to be super hype. The more I see of it, the more I'm a little worried about the Steam Deck performance. I know Ryan was wanting to hop in. I don't know how that's going to go. I wish him luck.
Especially with their previous game, Dragon's Dogma 2, which was and so like expensive to run. I think this is going to be similar. Yeah,
I doubt it. Dragon's Dogma is such an outlier though, because Capcom games typically run really, really well. And
typically they do, but I think this game is in the same vein as Dragon's Dogma, though. So.
I don't know. I think it's going to be large open areas. I don't think it's going to have as much AI happening at once as Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
It is going to have monster herds.
Yeah.
It's still hard to say. I still don't think it's going to be open world. I think it's going to be more expedition based. Monster Hunter's always had expeditions where you can go into the maps that you hunt in without any particular mission in mind and explore them. And I think there was the end game of Iceborne was an expedition area called the Guiding Lands where every monster in the game could show up and you were encouraged to just hang out in the Guiding Lands and hunt monsters back to back to back. And it looks like Monster Hunter Wilds might iterate on that a little bit. So like instead of picking a mission, you can go out and just hunt monsters and get mission style rewards for it, which you didn't used to be able to do. You used to get better rewards for doing a mission. But I from the look of it, to me, it looks like the classic missions are still going to be there. But it looks like maybe there's going to be like events where the villages get overwhelmed by monsters. That was something they tried to do in Rise and was horrible, but could be good. I think I still believe that could be fun. It just wasn't in Rise. They did it bad. I don't know. This trailer was kind of not that exciting to me. They showed some cool new monsters. They showed the female playable character, and we heard her voice and everything. It definitely looks like they're doing a more focused story. Like, going in and, like, being chased by monsters with an NPC by your side. That's stuff they've never really done before, so that could all be interesting. I'm insanely hyped for this game. For stuff like that. But crossplay was the big announcement. That's the only thing that really mattered to me. Otherwise, the PlayStation trailer was actually better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, with crossplay, again, this game is just being set up to be this massive, like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, this game's
I
gonna move.
really do feel like when this game comes out, everyone's going to be playing it.
I think so, too. It's a game that has the potential to be a Helldivers tier game, I think.
Yeah, like in terms of multiplayer. Like,
but with a longer tail, because Helldivers was not a hundreds of hours game for me. Monster Hunter absolutely is.
Yeah, very cool. All right, where do we want to go next?
Let's do Blumhouse games. They announced a bunch of games. Crystal Theater of Idols, Fear the Spotlight. I'm trying to find an actual list of all of them.
They're all horror, right?
Yeah, and they look good, but they're all from Blumhouse Games. It's Grave Seasons, Sleep Awake, Fear the Spotlight, The Simulation, and Project C. Project C was from Sam Barlow and Brandon Cronenberg too, so that like is going to be pretty hype. I think these all look pretty fun to me. I can't remember which one it was. There's one where they're sitting there playing with a Ouija board. That one looks the most fun to me. That one looks extremely good, and I'm really excited to play it. But I think all of these, I hope they get... The way they're advertising them, it looks like they're going to get sold as a bundle. I don't know if that's the case. I would love for that to be the case. But even if they're not, these look really fun to me.
It's kind of crazy how many horror games we're getting. I feel like
it's a big genre these days.
That genre's gotten so big.
Amnesia popped off so hard when we were in high school, or at least when I was in high school. And ever since, I feel like we've gotten a good bit of horror. I don't have a ton more to say about those, though. They just look good.
The Alan Wake 2 DLC was announced and released that weekend.
Very fun.
We already talked about that in our previous episode.
I think we might have gotten mixed up and missed Metaphor ReFantazio, which I do want to talk about.
Okay, so this game made by the same brilliant minds who made the Persona games. So
extremely boring developer talk followed by some pretty good-looking gameplay. I think this is going to be something where I swallow my turn-based hatred and play it anyway. I think it looks... I mean, it looks like Persona.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Persona is the master of turn-based combat.
Yeah.
Right? So if these same people are making a turn-based game, I absolutely trust them to handle that combat system.
Yeah. So, I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah, I don't have anything else really to say about it, but...
It's very stylish, very anime. But it genuinely, like, watching the turn-based combat, it just looks like Persona.
Yeah. But, like, again, right, like, if it didn't have that name attached to it, I probably would have looked at the trailer and be like, whatever.
I disagree. I think it's got the style. I would have said, oh, this is a competent Persona knockoff, and still would have been interested.
Right, but I don't know. That name just carries so much weight for me. So, yeah, another game, October 11th this year. Same day as Dragon Ball, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so that one might be a wait.
Yep, that one might be a wait.
Nothing will get in the way of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But, man, so many, it feels like, again, a lot of games are coming out this year, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, these lists are killing me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to, not miss anything.
Yeah,
so many games
It's really annoying.
Let's look at Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, because I don't think any of us are going to have much to say about that. I know some people that were probably, popping off seeing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind. It's a classic style game. I don't know why they felt the need to do the time travel thing, but it was pretty hype to hear the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song and like a classic arcade game looking beat 'em up.
Yeah.
It looks good. I don't like Power Rangers at all. Like, the IP is meaningless to me, but...
Yeah, Power Rangers was one thing I never really latched onto as a kid, but...
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, beat 'em ups are also kind of like a relic of an older time to me as well, but...
I don't agree with... I still like a beat 'em up game. I think...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would only play a beat 'em up at an arcade. I don't know if I'd ever play one on my own.
Also, like, if you watch the trailer all the way through, because it's not just beat 'em up gameplay, it's like it's an homage to like old arcade games.
Oh, okay.
There's other
That's cool.
gameplay styles, like what's it like? I don't even know how to explain it. It some of the like early 3D stuff where you're like riding a motorcycle and like a first person robot boxing. I know that was a thing. They're doing an homage to a lot of old stuff. I think it's really cool what they're doing. It's just I don't like the Power Rangers.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to...
Yeah, we already talked Mecha Break, so let's go.
Yeah, we talked about that on Xbox.
Phantom Blade.
Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero. Okay, so this game, I looked at it and, man, we get a lot of games like this now, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Too many.
But
it looks good. It looks
good,
great.
though.
But
yeah,
the fatigue for these kind of games set in instantly for me.
it wasn't
like-
instant for me, but it was wild that like for the longest time we did not have any games like this, like
Yeah.
at all, and then all of a sudden it seems like a barrage of like Japanese melee games set in like ancient Japan, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It
Sekiro lit the world on fire, and then Ghost of Tsushima also did pretty well.
Yeah.
And so I get it, but man, do I only have room in my life for like a couple of these.
Yeah, I've played so many of these at this point.
I can't even explain why, but the feudal Japan aesthetic doesn't do it for me in most games. I didn't like it in Legends Arceus. I don't really like it in Monster Hunter Rise. In fact, I'm like relieved to see Sunbreak is... This is like going to come off. I'm not going to look good in this, but I'm relieved to see that Rise is going to a more classic European fantasy kind of thing for the Sunbreak DLC. And I can't even explain why I like that more. But I just
your inborn racism speaking.
It's got to be that I'm a like raging racist and hate Japanese people. That's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. No, I just something about it. It doesn't work for me as well. But obviously it works for a lot of people. So they're eating right now. I will
say though, out of like we saw like even in this very like summer games kind of umbrella, I think we did see games like this already. But Phantom Blade Zero, I think, had the most exciting gameplay. Like, it looks very kinetic, very fast. It looks faster than even like something like Sekiro. So, it looks cool. So I will probably end up checking this out, but we'll see how it reviews and stuff. But a lot of these games, for sure, that is undeniable.
I think next up is the first Descendant.
The first Descendant. Okay.
I'm on the IGN list right now.
Yeah.
This game looks really boring to me.
Nexon, though.
Is it Nexon?
Nexon, yeah.
I didn't notice that. Yeah. I don't know. It just looks really generic sci-fi to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
it's a free-to-play sci-fi looter shooter. I don't know. If it's free-to-play, maybe I'll give it a chance.
We have Destiny already, right?
Yeah, true.
I heard free-to-play looter shooter and my brain turned off. Sorry.
Nexon also does not have a good track record. Like, me and Ahmed like some of their stuff, but...
I mean, even the stuff I like, I acknowledge is pure garbage, but...
Yeah, absolute trash, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have anything to say, so maybe we'll just move on.
Yep,
This next game... Okay, so this game has been talked about quite a bit. Crazy name, Slitterhead.
Oh, Slitterhead looks so sick.
It looks interesting. I don't know. This is one I got away from more
horror
info.
game.
Yeah. Is this the one where they were like jumping from body to body? Yeah. I don't know. The body horror stuff, it has potential. But there's no gameplay shown here.
Body horror, so I love
there's
game.
gameplay.
Oh, there's gameplay at the
end.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah, this gameplay looks really fun. Yeah, this one might be. God.
I mean, yeah, so...
Body horror just doesn't work for me, though. I don't know. It doesn't scare me. It just makes me, like, kind of sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a unique concept, right? Because, I mean, body horror isn't really something we see in, like, a lot of horror video games.
Yeah, the only one I can think of is... Oh, what was it called?
Scorned.
It was Scorned, yeah. And I didn't play that either. Yeah, Scorned, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, this game has some pedigree behind it, like former Silent Hill devs, so
yeah,
might be worth keeping an eye on. That name is just insane, though. Slitterhead.
Yeah,
sounds like you're saying a bad word.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it sounds like a slur. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know which game to cover next. Let's do Skate, I guess. Fun trailer. Tim Robinson doing a bit at the beginning, I guess. Not as funny as he normally is. I have a feeling they were really making him do what he did.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to do the whole thing. The game looks fine. It literally says we're still working on it, and I don't think there was any release date announced or anything, so I don't even really know why this was there.
Yeah. Just to let people know it still exists, I suppose, but...
Oh, it's playtesting coming this fall. Okay, I had forgotten that. Sure. Looks fun. I don't know, I enjoyed Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I never played any of the skate games. Yeah. And then this next one, I think I'll let Ahmed take it away. I think he's going to be particularly interested.
Dune?
Yeah.
Dune Awakening?
It's an MMO, though.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
MMO.
I can't do MMOs.
Conan Exiles.
Okay, so... Because I was watching it. This was another one. I was like, boring. Don't care.
Yeah.
An alternate reality of the Dune universe. All right. What if we made a fun game?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
exciting things.
I don't really see.
They had a
need
booth at PAX that
for
was
this
displaying a trailer, I do believe.
How did they know? Like, this game had to have been in development for a really long time. How did they know Dune was going to be so successful? Like, kind of...
Well, the movie... When did the first movie come out? Like, 20...
It was not that long ago.
Dune Part 1 was...
2022?
2021. Yeah. That was
so there's no way. This game's been in development for way longer than that, so...
Yeah, that's kind of odd, right?
They just called it and they got it right. Like, I do think this will be mildly successful. Dune is setting the world on fire right now.
Yeah, Dune's huge right now, but like an MMO, a new MMO released in 2024, that's a tall mountain to climb, right?
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I mean... I like Dune, but I don't think I'm going to play this. So then, who is this really for?
Yeah, well,
MMO fans.
You and I have a particular affliction with MMOs. So
it has to be 2D in Korean, right?
Yeah. No, what I meant was we just can't play them, or our entire lives disappear. So.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be fun.
All right, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So Valorant coming to console. We saw that. Among Us TV show, we knew about that already.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Let's skip it. Cairn, I think.
Cairn's mountain climbing, I guess.
Yeah, Cairn looked, I don't know. I can feel their passion. I can feel a lot going into this game, but I already played one indie climbing game this year and I didn't finish it. It was too boring because climbing just... If you're into climbing, maybe it's got legs, but I just got bored. I don't know.
If you're into climbing, you'd probably much rather climb the actual mountain than play a video game about
I don't
climbing
really
a mountain.
Get why this game exists. I mean, granted, there are people who might be interested in this who have disabilities and couldn't go climb, but climbing is a thing you can just go do right now. Like, I guess it's a slightly expensive hobby. You have to get all the equipment and stuff, but like, I don't know, my sister and her boyfriend are like climbing all over the place. It's like their favorite thing to do. So I don't know. This didn't hit for me. It also like was weirdly emotional. Like the developer speaking, there was a lot of passion in it. I that's what I remember. I feel like somebody had died or something, and they were talking about that, and I was like, man, I don't know you. Like,
apparently you didn't remember enough.
No, I didn't care. Like the game looked boring.
Care enough,
like, I'm sorry your friend died, but that doesn't impact my day-to-day life, guy. Whatever.
Well, also, like, you know, I will say it's cool that like it's unique. It's something fresh. Right?
It is.
There's not a lot
it
of
is
games
not
like
just
this,
another third-person cover shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it might be something where the narrative carries it and the climbing is mechanical more than anything else, in which case I might be super into it. So, we'll see. And it's the creators behind Fury and Haven. I don't know Haven.
Oh, man, Fury? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a completely different kind of game.
Furi, Fury. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a boss rush kind of game.
That's what I thought, yeah. So next up is
Wanderstop?
Yeah, we'll talk about Wanderstop. This game looks terribly boring to me. It's like a cozy coffee shop, tea shop kind of game, but it's made by the creator of the Stanley Parable, co-creator of Gone Home and Tacoma, C418, Daniel Rosenfeld.
Yeah, C418, who, that should be a name that anyone knows. Because all the hit Minecraft music is going to be...
this game is going to...
names behind
its soundtrack.
This could be my
insane.
game of the year next year, easily.
If Daniel Rosenfeld's doing the soundtrack, it's going to be honestly iconic.
Oh, it's coming this year. This might, well, if not for Dragon Ball, this could be my game of the year this year. This is coming, yeah. And it's Annapurna publishing it, which Annapurna tends to be pretty good. I'm excited for this game, Wanderstop.
Yeah, I mean, like, the trailer didn't really seem like a game that I would be interested in, but again, with the pedigree behind it, and like, I'm curious to see what the game actually is.
Well, like, yeah, the trailer looks extremely boring until the protagonist, she's like just working at the tea shop or whatever, and then she sits down and has like a PTSD panic attack, and I'm like, oh, this game's gonna pop off. So have you played the beginner's guide, Ahmed? I
don't think so.
Okay, I don't want to get too into the weeds on it, but the beginner's guide was Davey Reedon. It's a brilliant game. It's like 2 hours long. You should play it like the next chance you get. It's one of the best games I've ever played. It's a walking sim, so Mike probably wouldn't like it. But it's Davey Reedon's response to the critical success of the Stanley Parable, I'm pretty sure. And it's about Davey Reedon is a critic in the game talking about the games made by a person named Coda. And it is about Davey reading into the games and trying to know about Coda as a person. The point of this is that it's a very meta experience where Davey wrote about something that happened to him and then showed it off through a game, and it's masterfully done. And I suspect that Wanderstop is going to be about him trying to get away from making video games, because it's about a character that's trying to get away from fighting, and fighting haunts them and stuff. It's going to be a banger, dude. It's going to be something. But that's me doing the exact thing that that the beginner's guide is railing against people for doing, which is trying to like understand a person from their art. Davey Reedon he's goated, dude. He's very goated.
But not as goated as Sonic X Shadow Generations, I bet.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Chow in this trailer. There's Chow in the background of the thumbnail.
Shadow sold me, right? Like, the second you showed Shadow, I was in.
Really? Is that right?
Else, I mean, I'm kind of memeing, but sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
The Chow are getting to me, dude. They added Chow to this image. They added more Chow to some of the cutscenes that they showed that didn't have Chow originally in Sonic Generations. What are they telling me? If this game
probably nothing, but
if this game or a future game has a Chow Garden, like, game of the decade, done.
Yeah, it's wild that it hasn't happened yet, but yeah, they might be learning. They might be like, okay, the people want Chow, the people want Shadow.
There was a leak about Chow recently too. Also, plug Bobo Bay, which is not a fan game. This is an indie game that is just a Chow Garden. It looks pretty good.
But yeah, this game particularly is on my list because I know Sonic Generations was really positively received, and I never played it. So this will be like the definitive version of that game.
It's probably the best Sonic game.
Yeah.
Like,
best 3D Sonic game, period. Okay.
Yeah. Best 3D.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're not counting the Chow Garden, I think it's probably better than either of the Sonic Adventure games. It's definitely better than any of the other 3D Sonic games after Adventure 2, easily.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to play this, actually. And another October game. October is going to be packed.
Packed month.
All right, what else do we have left?
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh, really?
I've never had any interest in this game at all, but this trailer kind of got me interested. It had a lot of character. I don't know. It just the voice acting was excellent. The world looked interesting. I don't know. I don't know anything about Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it looked almost immersive simi, but it's like not even a fantasy game, just a medieval game. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to make of it. Have you guys played the first one?
The first Kingdom Come Deliverance? I heard a lot about how it was kind of like, it was more realistic in terms of combat. Like, you couldn't take on like a bandit early game because you didn't know how to use a sword yet. I don't know. I have it. it's on my backlist, but I'll get around to it probably before this game comes out.
I heard about this game as well. The first game, actually. I didn't even know the second one was announced, so that's a little surprising. But yeah, I don't know. I heard things about this game. I heard it was good, I think. If this is the game I remember.
So. Yeah. I don't know. Not much more to say about it, I don't think. And we kind of need to get moving, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a whole other show to cover. Delta Force Hawk Ops. This looked boring beyond belief. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it. It's a first-person shooter.
And we already have Spec Ops, right? We already have...
Yeah. Was this the one?
Rainbow Six is what I was thinking of.
This isn't Rainbow the one that was like Black Hawk Down.
No, it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Why are they making a video game of like an ancient army movie? I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, this didn't really didn't really do anything for me. So.
We also had Hyper Light Breaker. That looks fun. I didn't like Hyper Light Drifter all that much, but Hyper Light Breaker is going to be multiplayer, and I have some friends who want to play it, so I'm going to be hopping in probably.
Palworld expansion, which it's crazy to think Palworld was this year. It was like at the very beginning of this year, but it was this year.
And there were so many people saying it was going to be Game of the Year, and then it got followed by Helldivers 2.
Well, I was more just commenting on that. It's cool that they already have like the first expansion coming this soon.
Yeah. It's free, right? It's early access, so that should be free. It's an update.
Yeah, it's coming like in a couple weeks.
Whole new island.
That's a pretty good turnaround, I think. So, and Palworld, I don't know. It is one of those games where I feel like at any moment I could gather some friends and go back and play it. And I never really got too far into it, right? I was like, I definitely got further than you, Connor, but like levels wise, I was still like in the middle of the possible level range. So there's still a lot for me to do and see in that game. So
I don't think I made it to
maybe
the first
this
boss.
Expansion will bring me back. Yeah, you barely did anything.
Yeah, I just didn't like it that much, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually really enjoyed it. So it clicked with me on a level like Arceus did not. So I will probably end up playing this expansion at least a little bit with some friends. And that was the other thing too. Like I was playing Palworld with friends that I had like literally never played video games with before. It had that level of breakthrough. So it was interesting to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a game called Neva, which is by the same developers as Grease. I don't know if you guys would have played that. It looks like
GRIS, Grease.
Yeah. It looks like identical to Grease. I played Grease a long time ago, like 2018, I think. And it was fine. It falls into like the same camp as like Limbo to me, where like it's neat, and I like it more than Limbo. It was like visually spectacular and stuff, and I think there was like a lot of artistry to it, and I think it was maybe telling a story that I didn't get necessarily. And I get the same vibe from Neva, where it's just I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna think it's really pretty, and I'm not gonna get it, and I'm not gonna have a good time. They feel like Oscar bait video games.
Oscar bait.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. They're just not for me, I don't think. They're very beautiful. They're very artsy, but they're very similar. They feel it's just a lot of using
beautiful,
it's a lot of using color to convey emotion. That's like the one thing I remember most about it. And there's no dialogue or anything like that. It's all just using visuals. I don't know. They're good. They're good if it's the kind of thing you like. If it looks interesting to you, you're almost certainly going to like it. If it looks boring to you, obviously skip it. But it will be good. It will be good at what it sets out to do. Because Grease was very good at what it set out to do. It just wasn't for me.
All right. Black Myth Wukong. I feel like we see this game at every showcase.
They never give gameplay, and doing some back research.
They've shown gameplay of it before.
Have they?
I've definitely seen gameplay of this game before, but this time they only showed like a CG trailer. They did give a release date, August 20th, and it is cool. It's a AAA Chinese game, which we haven't gotten a lot of.
The developer has like some black marks on them right now.
Finally, Black Myths, you might say.
yeah, Black Myth. Apparently, they're quite sexist.
Mm.
Yeah, like
okay.
This came out.
I wasn't going to play this game anyway. I mean, Finally, somebody tells the untold story of A Journey to the West.
Right.
Oh,
Not
no.
enough adaptations of that story. I'll be playing the only one that matters in October this year.
Editor's note: the most adapted story in human history.
Notably,
Yeah,
the
really.
one that, a Dragon Ball, One Piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the gameplay looked cool, but again, we are just flooded to the gills with Souls-like games now.
But-
So it's just, you can't play all of them.
No one I will not miss. Killer Bean.
Yeah, that's
You guys
our
see
one
this?
more thing. Killer Bean.
Killer Bean looks good.
One last
What is
thing
what
for
is
the
Killer
Summer
Bean?
Games
I
Fest.
missed this one.
Oh, that was the one. Okay,
Killer Bean.
It's not at the end of the IGN list. Killer Bean is. I don't even know how to explain it. It's
this-
stupid, is what it is.
Stupid
It's,
indie movie that
yeah, it's
was
like a
just
B action
good.
movie.
It was so good that it became a franchise.
Yeah, they're making a game. You play as a bean. He's like the world's greatest assassin or something.
It's so
and like
goofy. I love it. I love everything.
they
about
turn on him, and it's just a really, really campy third person
it. You
shooter
can break
where you're
dance.
just
Yeah.
he's like shooting grenades out of the air. I think he shoots bullets out of the air. He's like, it just looks really silly, like a very silly fun game that I will for sure be playing. And I'll probably play it for like 4 hours and never touch it again. But I'm like fine with that. It looks fun.
Is it Devolver? Kind of looks Devolver-ish.
I don't
Independent.
see any mention of Devolver here. Yeah, I know it's indie, but I don't think it has a publisher. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they made enough money on the indie movie to just make this game.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it switches between first and third person. I didn't notice that. Yeah, I think it'll be something. Let's see. Let's do a lightning round. New World, Eternum. Don't care. It's an
Yeah.
MMO expansion. New World has its fans. That's like the Amazon MMO. I like the art style of it, but I'm not going to play it.
Kunitsu-Gami.
Path of the Goddess.
Yeah.
So this is a Capcom game, so we can't just ignore it, right?
No.
like,
No, Capcom's Pog.
and it says it's a strategy action game. I'm just seeing the action bits. I don't know what the strat. Oh, okay.
It looks like
So
a
there
little
does seem
Pikmin-y.
like there's like a pause where you can do certain things, which is neat. But
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see. I must have like gone to the bathroom during this trailer. This looks fun. I don't know. Looks
Yeah.
fun.
it looks good. Yeah, probably need to hear more. It comes out next month. Wow, that's really soon.
Did we already talk Phantom Blade Zero?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
So this was the last thing. Okay.
Okay, so are we done?
Yeah,
with
we're
the
done.
summer
We're done
games?
with Summer
now
Games
we gotta
Fest.
go to Ubisoft, where
Well, just really quick. So overall thoughts, Summer Game Fest. So I actually,
summer snooze fest, really.
I didn't watch it. I absorbed like the news afterwards. But I will say, Civilization 7. I mean, they could have shown like actual turds for everything after and before it, and it would have been like a 10 out of 10 conference. So Civ 7 carries this thing for me.
See, that was between Alan. I didn't enjoy this. There were long periods of time where I was bored. This was a 2-hour show, and they made me wait until like the very end to see Monster Hunter. Like I think it might have been the very last thing. I forget. And that's what I was there for. But the two things that had me like jump out of my seat were Alan Wake DLC and Wanderstop. Wanderstop had me very hyped. Wanderstop had me take out my phone and wishlist it instantly. So
Yeah.
two big bangers, but like the banger to boring ratio was horrendous. And the show was also, all you guys saw were the trailers afterward. The show was actually like deeply boring to watch. The pacing was bad.
Okay.
It was a bad show. Like Jeff Keighley put up a poll afterwards and like A, B, C, D, rank it, and everybody was giving it a D. Like everybody. I think I generously gave it like a B or something because it did have some bangers, but people hated it. And notably, he did the exact same poll for the Xbox Showcase and it got an A, like 70%
Right.
A rank. Yeah,
Well, yeah, presentation really matters a lot.
it does.
In a show like this. Like, yeah, you can have some really good games, but pacing and all that really matters for a show. So
No, I do want to say we forgot to mention one thing. Jeff Keighley, there were women on stage this year, which was a huge miss at the Game Awards. Not a lot of women on stage, if any at all, I think. It might have been none at all, and people were obviously upset about that, rightfully so. And also, the first thing Jeff Keighley did was get on stage and acknowledge the layoffs in the industry. He talked about them.
Oh wow. He
Yeah.
said okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so rare Keeley W there. Like, not a huge one. He didn't do that much, but he did acknowledge it at least, and I give him huge props for that. He didn't say who or where or anything like that. I think it would have been better if he did that, but the fact that he acknowledged it at all, I think he deserves some credit for.
Because like, I don't know, he can't make too many people mad, right? Like, by virtue of the position he's in, he has to stay like as vanilla as possible,
right?
So, all right, well, another Summer Games Fest done and gone, but it's more so that, like, it's not just the Summer Games Fest itself, it's that, like, everyone has something around this time, right? It's just another E3, just more broken up. So
yeah, I do miss knowing the schedule going in. It sucks that we don't know the date of the Nintendo Direct right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're like pretty sure it's next week, but
yeah, we're pretty sure it's the 18th, but that's a leak. So
all right, moving on to Ubisoft. I don't think we'll have too much to say here, but
this one was short too. It wasn't super long.
So do we want to start with Assassin's Creed?
No, the first thing they showed was Outlaws, and they showed a lot of
Outlaws.
Okay, yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. So this is a game that's been cooking for a while, that's been anticipated for a while, and people seem to be pretty hyped for this. Like,
it looks fun, yeah.
When it was announced Ubisoft was making it, I wasn't too confident, but like, what they show looks cool. I'm just so over Star Wars, though, so I can't really get excited for it.
Star Wars still has a banger every once in a while. Like, did you watch Andor?
No.
You gotta watch Andor, dude.
I know.
Pretend it's not Andor. Star Wars because
everyone says I have to watch Andor. It's just, I don't know. Eventually I'll do it, but Episode 9 just killed any interest I had in Star Wars.
Even was still watching the shows. What killed my interest was the latest season of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett. They're putting out.
I haven't even watched The Mandalorian. I never even gave it a shot. I have no interest.
I mean, Disney's just killing stuff right now. I'm checked out of the MCU as well right now. I just don't care. Right?
Same. Yeah.
I haven't seen the most.
But no, this game looks good though. I will say it looks good.
I think it looks. I wish it would have come out a while ago. It looks like every other open world game, but
Star Wars has not really had something like this before.
Can I be honest?
I guess
it kind of looked like what if Starfield was good. Like, I was watching it and I was like, God, I would have loved to have done some of this stuff in Starfield.
But yeah, this, like, while open worlds are obviously nothing new, like, this is kind of a new genre for Star Wars, I think.
And it's a super good application of the Ubisoft, like, million-hour open world
right,
RPG
because Star Wars
kind of
is such a vast universe, even though they seem fixated on freaking Tatooine for some reason. But
yeah, God, that was all they showed at this stupid showcase too, was Tatooine.
It's like, we get it.
Yeah.
We've seen Tatooine so much.
But I like the main character. I like the concepts. Like, you're not a Jedi or anything. You're just an outlaw. You're working with these people.
I like that too.
I'm interested in it. I'm probably not going to buy it, but if it gets good reviews, I might get an episode. I might get a month of Ubi Play or whatever and play some.
No, I mean, I think it looked good. I think if I was still... Let me put it this way. If this game was announced in 2017, I would be day one on this. But I'm a different person now.
I agree 100%. Well, also, open world gaming changed. March 17th, 2017. Open world gaming changed forever.
Right, that's also true. But I was just speaking from a Star Wars context, but that is also true, yeah.
So they have two angles working against them on this, but I still think it looks fine.
I think it looks good. Yeah.
God, so many games. This is an aside too. What's with these games showing their desert levels? Does somebody out there hate me specifically? Like, we're in Tatooine. Monster Hunter Wilds, the game I'm perhaps most hyped for right now, and it's all the desert section of the game. Like, that's all we've seen.
What if it is only a desert though?
I'll still enjoy it, but like, cut me a break, man. Give me Monster Hunter has uniquely good deserts, like, compared to other things, but I still like the other areas more.
Man, I was gonna make another joke about you being racist, but it just didn't come together in my head.
No,
but
you can edit it in later.
I'm offering this as a substitute.
Yeah, you can edit it in later. I'll react to it right now. How could you say that about me?
No, this is all just being left in.
Yeah,
but okay, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
Why do you have to say sands like that?
No, I've never played a Prince of Persia game. What do you want from me? I know what I'm about.
I'm rubbing.
Yeah, no, it's a desert. No, I'm saying I haven't played it. It takes place in a desert. I don't like them. I'm not gonna play it.
Desert? Whoa, ho.
So this is a weird announcement. you're announcing a remake of a very old game in 2026. Like, why even
that is
say
a
anything?
Weirdly soon, yeah. Ubisoft doesn't make rational decisions these days. If they did, they'd be making a Rayman game.
Like, maybe, yeah, if this was a new game, you could... It's like you're announcing a remake for 2 years in the future. It's just a little bizarre.
And the original game came out 2003, so you're releasing a remake of a 23-year-old game.
Right. I think they were just hoping that, like, the name Prince of Persia would get people to get insanely hyped, and maybe it did, but, like...
Like, people that played it are gonna be in their 30s.
Yeah, once upon a time, I thought Prince of Persia was really cool, but, like, I'm kind of just over it now, so...
I've never played Prince of Persia, but I did see the movie, and I actually thought it was kind of good. It was like a fine movie, not like a 6 out of 10, something like that.
But yeah, I mean, if they... I wonder how much of a remake this is, right? Because Prince of Persia was like it's
an old game. 2003. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it. I'm not going to play this either. But I hate sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Apparently, the game had been in... It was planned to be released in 2021. So it's probably been in development since the mid-10s.
Woof.
They swapped developers a couple of times.
Woof.
For a remake.
All right, I think the next thing is the thing we'll probably have the most to say on, then we can go quickly through everything else.
A little contentious, yeah. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
So they finally showed gameplay off, and I think I'm with you, Mike. Overall, I'm positive on this. Yeah. I think this is, for Assassin's Creed particularly, this is a huge leap forward.
I think they finally crossed the medium between like the two gameplay styles of Assassin's Creed and provided you an option to like do both.
Yeah, it looks like they're just splitting it between the two characters. So Yasuke is going to be your RPG melee combat character that doesn't interest me at all.
And
then what's the woman's name?
Naue.
She's going to be the stealth. Yeah,
your shinobi.
Yeah, and the fun part of the game. The stealth looked quite good.
It looked extremely fun. Yeah,
the world looked very alive and vibrant in a way that I. Like, obviously the worlds in Assassin's Creed games are always neat, but this game, I think, was almost a generational leap from what we've seen from Assassin's Creed in the past, at least from what they showed, I thought, at least. So I think, I think this game has me back. I do think I'll check this game out at launch.
I liked the characters. They're like brief interaction.
Yeah, I think the characters themselves are interesting, and I think they can tell an interesting story with these two protagonists. And obviously with like the historical slant that Ubisoft games tend to have, like we can explore that era of Japan in a way that like maybe something like Neo can't really give you, because Neo is more fantasy oriented, or even something like a Rise of the Ronin, right? Like, yeah, this game will definitely have more of like a history slant, which will distinguish it, I think.
I'll say, to fight the allegations, this iteration of a feudal Japan setting actually looked interesting to me. Like a real, I don't know, it's fantasy feudal Japan that I don't like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The real thing that we saw in this looked fun to me. Yeah. Like, it looked like something, I want to talk to these people, I want to explore this world.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows looks good, we'll probably buy.
Yeah.
I just hope, like, the only thing I'm looking to see now is that just them confirming it has, like, less bloat than something like Odyssey and Valhalla, because those games were they were too much.
Yeah.
They were just too much. And I hope that this is just, I mean, like, more isn't always good, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, yes, if you want games purely if you only buy 1 or 2 games a year and you need all the marrow you can suck out of it, then yes, I guess
if you want to play 300 hours of Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, which, I don't know, like, as a kid, that probably would have sounded appealing to me. But, yeah, I do hope this is a tighter experience, and, it doesn't have to be a massive, sprawling map, just fill it with more interesting things to do, and you've got a winner. So, yeah, I'm going to play this game.
And then,
so the next one, Anno 117 Pax Romana, is this a thing you're into, Mike?
I might play it. I might look into it. I didn't play.
Have you played the previous
1800.
ones?
I played 1404, 1503, and those were the two, and the future ones, and that's it. I haven't played 1800. I've been meaning to, but
these aren't things that interest me a whole lot. But
I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm looking at the rest of the things from Ubisoft, and there's just gameplay season reveals for games that none of us have played.
Yeah, Prince of Persia Rogue actually interests me. I kind of want to play that.
Yeah, the roguelike game they made?
Yeah, I haven't got around to it.
Yeah.
I've heard good things, and yeah, it wasn't even made by Ubisoft, right? They licensed out the character to an indie studio. So, I don't know. It interests me. I haven't played it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But it's also one of those things where it's like, is it good relative to what they've been putting out, or is it actually good? Because getting a roguelike right is very difficult. We get a lot of really mid roguelikes. So,
well, was it a roguelike? Was Prince of Persia a roguelike or a Metroidvania?
I thought it was a roguelike because it was called Prince of Persia the Rogue. Or the Rogue Prince of Persia.
I think it was.
No, it says right here, the Rogue Prince of Persia, the Temple of Fire update is adding new content to the roguelite take on the franchise that hit early access. Maybe. Oh, early access. I'm not playing this. I'll get to it another time.
Yeah.
Not early access guy. And then they showed some Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I couldn't care less about this.
This is just Far Cry on another planet.
Yeah.
They showed... It was weird. They showed Digital Foundry calling it a technical, like...
Apparently the graphics, like on a high-end machine, are like pretty breathtaking.
I thought it was like buggy beyond belief, but all I watched was the Donkey video, and I swear he mods his games to get more bugs for funny videos.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I shouldn't appreciate
Digital Foundry. I mean, they somewhat review games too, but they're mostly focused on the technical prowess and the visuals. So like even if it's like a bad game, they'll sing its praises if it looks good.
X-Defiant. Anybody even heard of that before? Nope. I guess it's revealing a season 1 on July 2nd. It's getting a capture the flag game
it's Ubisoft's like new shooter. I heard about this.
I thought I was watching Rainbow Six when I first started watching it.
Not for me.
Yeah, I'm not interested at all. Some Skull and Bone stuff. PvP update.
Amazing that they
I can't believe they're still working on it.
Yeah, they're still supporting this game.
I guess props for they really love those 2 players. They're giving them a PvP update so they can fight each other. Like genuinely, like
that's great.
Who's playing this stuff?
Yeah.
When Sea of Thieves exists, like there was such a drought of good pirate content for a long time, but now that we have Sea of Thieves, I don't know why you would play Skull and Bones. I really don't.
It's wild that Ubisoft are arguably the ones that
they brought back pirates. Yeah,
they brought back pirates in the first place with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and
they just threw it all away.
Then they spent a decade working on this piece of trash.
This game that everybody has been telling them the entire time nobody wants. I wish that.
And then Ubisoft comes out, they're like, "This is quadruple A gaming."
Yeah, I wish I could see the player counts and like sales numbers for these games because it's got to be double digits.
It's got to be abysmal. Yeah.
And then The Crew, Motorfest.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, sure. I actually think these games are fun. I think I played The Crew briefly, but it's not something I'm going to buy. I had a brief Forza Horizon stint or whatever, but for the most part, I'm just not into this stuff.
Yeah, for me, the biggest things from this were Assassin's Creed and Star Wars. And I think for most people, it's probably going to be Star Wars. Like, I think this game is going to appeal to a lot of Star Wars fans and open world fans. So
yeah. No Rayman again.
You got to give it up, man.
I miss him.
He's dead.
They released one of the best 2D platformers ever, and then just never revisited it at all. How dare they? Rayman Legends is so good. To this day, Rayman Legends is like insanely replayable.
Don't blame them. Blame society for not playing this game.
Did play it. They made the UbiArt engine. They made a whole engine for that game to like lower the costs of developing 2D platformers. And then what I heard was like on the back end, the UbiArt engine was actually horrendous and like a mess to work with because they were originally going to license it out to other people. And it came out that it was like a nightmare to work with and actually didn't speed up development at all. And so they abandoned the whole thing, including the new Rayman games, which is just heartbreaking.
RIP. Well, I don't know. I am a firm believer that nothing's ever really gone for good, especially in this industry where everything seems to get revived all the time. So maybe Rayman will have his day. You might just have to wait.
They just keep re-releasing Rayman 2 on every piece of hardware under the sun. I don't even like that game. It's the 3D one, The Great Escape or whatever.
But, okay, so I think final thoughts on Ubisoft. I think for the longest time, Ubisoft has kind of been, maybe in like people who are more dialed in, not to like the general public, but to people who are more dialed in, have kind of been associated with mediocre quality. But I think this showcase actually was a pretty good showing for them.
I
think
yeah. I would have liked to have seen Watch Dogs.
Star Wars looks very good. Assassin's Creed looks like a huge improvement over the previous Assassin's Creed, or the most recent Assassin's Creed games. So, I mean, if this showcase is what we're going based off of, they're on an upward trend. So that's good to see. I'm
also surprised they didn't plug Assassin's Creed Nexus at all, their VR Assassin's Creed game that nobody knows exists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the game's already out, I don't know if they're going to plug it, like unless there was an update to it or something.
I guess there would have to be an update or something, but like, I don't know. Like Xbox threw their Sea of Thieves thing in, and like there was nothing new. There was no information in that.
Or season 13 or whatever.
Yeah, but we'd already like seen season 13 and everything. Like it wasn't new information at all. I don't know.
Well, I think they probably just wanted all their focus, like for Assassin's Creed, to be on the new Assassin's Creed game coming this fall. So,
and Star Wars.
All right. That will do it for the showcases. So the only person left, because I think all the other major third parties kind of spread their stuff out amongst like Xbox and Jeff Keighley's show and PlayStation. So Nintendo is the only big player left.
We forgot the Devolver Direct, but it did not have anything. I watched it and I was extremely bored. Nothing jumped out at me. I don't think we need to go over it.
All right, that's fine then. I mean, Devolver, they usually put on a pretty good show, but can't win every year, I guess.
I mean, it was weird and creepy and everything, like always. But after it following what did it follow? Did it follow the Summer Games Fest? I think it did. And it followed Summer Games Fest, and then there was Day of the Devs, which showed a bunch of indie games. We didn't cover that either, which I feel bad about, but I am not remembering anything that jumped out at me in that either. And then it was Devolver Digital, so I'm like 3 hours in by the time they came on. I was just tired. That was an exhausting experience.
Right. But yeah, assuming this leak is correct, Nintendo will be next week. Well, I mean, by the time this episode comes out, Nintendo will already be out. And then Mike and Connor will do our Nintendo coverage for the week following that. So
we'll have your, if you watch it, we'll have your impressions in text that we can share.
Right, yeah. So you can distort and manipulate
as I'm known to do.
To your will.
I remember.
Let's not forget the ongoing bet, right? Like I'm betting they were not going to talk about, or they're not going to show Switch 2 at all.
Any punitive action, he said, if the Switch 2 is shown.
I'm that confident. So,
and I believe I will be determining this punishment.
I'm still winning if Hollow Knight's not announced.
Yeah, Silksong. Where is Silksong? Yeah. My God, are you serious?
I think it's going to be. Let me lay this out. 2 years
since that showcase that said it's coming this year to Game Pass. 2 years.
It's going to be in the Nintendo Direct. It's going to be in the Direct. I'm confident. I'm not so confident.
I mean, if you keep saying it, eventually it's got to be true, right?
No, the reason it's true this time, though, did you guys see they put a free Hollow Knight demo on Nintendo Switch Online? Why would they do that now?
It would be the biggest troll in the world if it wasn't there, like, at all.
It would be.
That'd be so funny.
Here's hoping. I would love to see Silksong, but we've been burned many times before. We've been burned, over 20 times now, I think?
Yeah.
If you count up every showcase it could have been at.
Like, yeah, and not just showcases, like Xbox confirming, like, yes, it's still happening this year, and then it just, like, didn't happen at all.
Let me touch this hot stove again.
Yeah, right. Definition of insanity. Okay, so let's talk about the games we're playing. I want to talk about Civilization 6. So with the announcement of Civilization 7, it really got the juices flowing. I had to go back. So I played a game of Civ 6. Didn't do anything too crazy. I think I only played on Emperor difficulty. I did what I usually do in my late stage Civ playing life, where I just pick random and roll with whatever Civ it gives me.
Yeah.
Because at this point, like, I've played this game so much, I just like adopting my play style to the civilization I get. So I ended up getting China this time, and China's always really fun to play. Like, really fun early game because they get that boost to wander production, and it was a spicy game as well, right? Like, there was like an early war I had with the Polish Empire they were trying to convert me to Judaism, and I wasn't having it because I was Confucius till the day I died.
Yeah.
And then the Catholics came in and converted both of us. So
as they do.
But but yeah, that's just the religion side of things, right? Like it was interesting because like at first when I was playing, I was like, maybe I'll go for a culture victory, and then the Colombians were in this game and they were just running away with culture, right? Like by the time we enter the modern era, their rock bands were completely dominating my empire. So I was just like, there's no way I can win a culture victory. So I had to pivot to science. But then I discovered the Mayans were just like basically 100 years in the future. They were so advanced. And I was like, how am I going to do this? So I managed to pull a win out of my hat. I basically planted all my spies in the Mayan empire, stole all their technology, and like blew up their rocketry sites when they were trying to do a science victory. So thanks to my spies, I was able to pull a win out of my hat. And like 2 or 3 turns before I won the game, Poland declared a surprise war on me and attacked me. And I guess they were trying to stop me winning the science victory, but it was hilarious because they roll up to me like with soldiers on horseback, and I respond with like a literal Gundam that I built with lasers. Right, so I had the giant death robots at this point. What?
It was Poland that did this?
Poland.
Okay, Poland.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Poland like still on horseback versus me with my actual Gundam. And obviously like I completely wiped her off the face of the planet. Like it was like 3 turns before the game was over anyway, like before I was going to win with my science victory. So I just decided to drop all my nukes on her, which is always fun to do in a Civilization game. So I dropped my nukes on her capital, and I took took a huge chunk of her cities, right? I couldn't take all of them before I won the game, but...
So how many hours is it to win a game of Civ for you?
Oh, man.
It's a lot, right?
It's a lot, right? Like, probably around 10?
Okay, that's sane. That's a sane number, based on, like, the times I've seen you playing it.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been longer than that. I don't know. Like, time literally stops existing when I play this game. I just don't understand. It's wild. But it's an evergreen game for me. It's a game that I can always go back to and play and enjoy immensely. And yeah, I just hope that when Civilization 7 comes out, they don't do the thing they always do, where the game's not very good until like a year or 2 after launch. I hope they take the lessons learned from Civ 6 and put out a really good game.
I mean, they did it with 5 and 6, didn't they? So
they did it, right? So the track record isn't very good. But
I wouldn't count on it. I would just like be happy that like in a couple years you're going to have...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see... this might be an insanely hot take. I don't see the appeal of a new Civ game. Civ 5 was like... I guess I haven't played Civ 6. I should play Civ 6 before I make the point I'm going to play. But like, Civ 5 was such a perfect... I'm not looking forward to Factorio 2. Like, Factorio was such a perfect implementation of that mechanic set. I don't really...
Right, like, and plus, you know, like, there's a lot that carries over between the games, but, like, the overall feel and I guess the nature of the strategy changes from game to game. So there's enough differences to where it feels like a distinct game.
Okay.
Like, 5 and 6 are very different to me.
Maybe I should try 6 sometime.
But
before I make that
and
statement.
A lot of people like say they prefer 5, and a lot of people say they prefer 6. So
I also notably, I've only played base game 5. I didn't have any of the DLC.
Oh wow! So
I have all the DLC now, but I haven't played it.
Yeah. So the 5 you played is like a fraction of what 5 actually is.
Yeah. No, I am not super plugged in on Civ.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the game that like really got me into PC gaming. Like, if we don't count the MMOs, which I feel like I don't. But
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but you have not really gotten into PC gaming.
Well, that's true. But like, I've built this PC that cost me like thousands of dollars, which I probably wouldn't have done if I hadn't played Civ.
Was that for Starfield? What was that? What game did you build the PC for?
Well, no, I was replacing my CPU for Starfield.
Yeah.
I think the PC was for Baldur's Gate. I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
Or no, that can't be. I don't know. I think I just wanted to build a PC.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I really like
that poor 4080 collecting dust.
Right. The 4080 is working hard, pumping out 200 frames per second, maxed out on Civ 6, though. Let me tell you that.
Is it working hard? Do the fans even kick on?
No, it's not. It's like whisper quiet.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Civ is not on a difficult game to run.
No, but
you're like
I mean, there is something really satisfying though, because like I didn't get this experience without this PC, because I like for the longest time I just played Civ on my laptop, but like having like the map fully uncovered on Civilization, like 8+ civilizations in game, they're all doing their own thing, and you can still scroll on the map and it feels like butter, like 100+ frames per second. That's a very satisfying feeling with how busy the game ends up getting, because like most of my Civ that I've played in my life has been on laptop, and at that point in the game it becomes very choppy, and it's just something I like put up with because I was addicted to Civ. But
I had a friend who was so addicted to Civ, he would like make his turn and he'd get up and go do something else for like an hour while because his computer was just so slow. It took so long for the computer players to do anything.
Yeah, but
really funny.
I don't know, like these strategy games are what I enjoy doing on PC the most, like by far. So and Civilization 6 feels great on this PC. I'm sure Civilization 7 will as well. And I'm mostly just stoked for Civ 7. I cannot wait for that game. Anyone else have anything to report?
Yeah, I gave you guys a break last week, but I'm talking about Monster Hunter Rise again. I got to the end of base game Rise. Well, not the end. There's always like the huge grind at the end of the game. I guess like I'm at Hunter rank 8, having played like 40 hours and completed I got to the part where Sunbreak starts, and I'm at Hunter rank 8. I guess the story concludes at Hunter rank 50, and you have to like, I guess it really speeds up how quickly you level up once you get to the part I'm at. Like I got to Hunter rank 8, and within an hour I was Hunter rank 10, I think. Like you level up much quicker at this part of the game. But
so is this Sunbreak or no?
This is just Rise.
Okay.
But I got to the part where you can start Sunbreak, and I did the whole thing in World where I wanted to see the in-game content in World and everything, and I messed around. I don't think I'm doing that this time. I'm starting Sunbreak immediately, because at the end of the day, like now that I've played enough of it, I don't like Rise. I do like Rise. It was really fun. I don't like it as much as I liked World. Definitely not. There's just something, there's some sauce missing. Like I don't know if it's the visuals. I think it's more that like the levels were fun to explore in World. Like they were dense and you had to track the monsters down. Whereas in Rise, you just look at the map, you immediately know where the monster is, you run straight to it. I feel like I know nothing about the maps or anything at all. There's no story at all, not even a bad one, which I hear Sunbreak fix. I hear Sunbreak has a story. But I'm really just, I don't know. I do want to correct myself. I said a few weeks ago that the later part of Rise was not balanced for single player. I was wrong. It does rebalance based on how many players are in. And if you're in offline mode, you can take 2 pets into battle with you. So I would argue single player is actually the best way to play it, because I was doing multiplayer and we just cleaned up, like, I wasn't getting hit at a single time. We would have 4 people wailing on these monsters so hard they didn't get a hit in. And it was like fun still, but it was too easy. I went back and did some solo stuff, and it was actually a challenge again, and I was having a good time. So I think solo for the story, multiplayer for the grind is like the peak way to play Monster Hunter, or just play with 2 people instead of 4, and it's not going to be like ridiculous. But Monster Hunter Rise is really weird because historically, if you're in 4-player, you don't get to take your palicos in, the little cat things. But in Rise, everybody still gets to keep one of their 2 pets, so either a palamute or a palico. And so there's 8 people wailing on these monsters at a time, 4 players and 4 NPCs. So until you get into the very high level gameplay, it's just absurd. They're just getting annihilated. Apparently, though, single player is actually easier at the higher levels because you don't have to worry about some idiot fainting and making you lose. But I'm excited to start Sunbreak. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm not a Rise hater. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as World. And that's what I got to say, I think.
So you're still going to continue through Sunbreak, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for Sunbreak. I hear Sunbreak fixes like a lot of the issues with Rise. It adds like some insane like combat stuff that's really fun, like new skills and stuff for your weapons. It adds the ability to take some of the characters. This is a first in Sunbreak. It adds the ability to take some of the characters from the village that are like giving you the quests in with you to fight. And that's never been done before, Sunbreak. So that's exciting. That's going to give them a lot more character. And I think make the single-player experience more fun. It also adds a new village, which means I'm not going to have to be in the feudal Japanese village, which did grow on me, honestly. The cherry blossoms are beautiful. I actually think the village in Rise is better than World. It's more compact. You can find everything you need much easier. And a lot of the menu stuff in Rise is better as well. It's much quicker and laid out better. It was like a pacing thing, I think, that was tricky. And I hear Sunbreak fixes that. I hear Sunbreak fixes everything that was wrong with Rise. Rise was kind of rushed. It came out a little quick, I guess. It still needed some time in the oven, and Sunbreak kind of fixed everything that was wrong with it, from what I've heard. So I'll be jumping into that probably right after we finish recording.
All right, we got anything else, Mike? You have anything?
No, I haven't played anything else.
All right, so this is the end of like a 3-hour gauntlet for us.
Yeah,
so
I'm exhausted.
2 episodes in a row, that's a lot to ask. But
I actually don't know if I can sit down and play video games after
recording. I gotta go move around.
Yeah, I might go for a walk. Try to get my blood flowing again.
I don't know if I can edit tonight. That might be, well, we'll see. But that's not your all's problem. Thank you all for listening. You can follow us at Podcast Game Talk on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Please like, rate, and review us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast services you use. Click the link in the description to join our Discord and talk to us there. Thank you, Connor and Mike.
Yeah, see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.